your damn gun! And this woman is a threat to the security of the United States! Rick! Tell him! Please! For God's sake! Tell him what we got here!
Ain't no we, Kevin. You got snake eyes.
Well. Hello, iTunes. Hello, Libsyn. Hello, Spotify. Hello, the audio listener, the apple of my eye. I am the joke man, Joel Walkowski, the Motor City Motor Mouth, Sweet Baby J of the Wildcats, joking on every loser, Joel Walkowski. Welcome to the 20-Year-Old Movie Podcast. With me, as always, is our producer and my co-host, the military tyrant,
Matt, the movie military Mop Top Anderson here, running the iPad and the numbers.
And coming to us, we have a guest this week, a veteran of Hollywood writers' rooms. One of the older friends I have. We've been friends a while. Now that you're old.
Wow.
Nate Myers, say hello.
Hello.
Nate,
Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Nate, this is your first ever podcast appearance, right?
This is my first podcast. Yeah.
Yeah, we went to the University of Southern California's esteemed film school together. And I am one of the few people from our clique who has never worked successfully in film or television.
Oh, I don't know. You seem to have your stuff together. You do the set deck.
Yeah, my first job out of school, I produced a feature documentary. 10 years later, I am now a PA.
With a good day rate, though.
Yeah, my day rate is pretty sick, and I don't do anything ever. Like, people always yell at me for being on my phone too much at work, and it's just like, why you do that? And it's just like, oh, this shit don't mean fuck to me.
So what were we just listening to as that intro song? You had us choose Jake the Snake Roberts theme song.
Oh, I didn't know what that was. That was Jake the Snake's Roberts theme song?
Yeah. To fit the theme of this episode, Snake Eyes.
That's good.
Yeah. So we have Nate.
cuts.
Nate, you've worked on television before. Which shows have you been on?
Worked on Mad Men, The Avengers, G.I. Joe 2.
Ooh.
Jurassic World before it got shut down. And then they had to fix everything, and that's what you saw in theaters.
Okay.
Betty White's Off Their Rockers, Last Man Standing.
Oh, I hate Betty White. I can't wait for her to die.
What's your beef with Betty?
I just feel like Betty White going against her brand is one of the easiest jokes in the book, and I cannot wait
It's an easy
to never see that joke again.
old person joke. Well, she's
Betty White specifically.
If it's not
I think
her,
like
it's going to be another old bag of bones.
Right.
Come on.
Who's in line for Betty White? Mary Steenburgen, is she our next? Is she our next
No.
Golden Queen?
She's gonna have to. She's too young.
Mary
Susan
Steenburgen is
Sarandon.
my old lady crush.
Ooh.
Guys, what Hollywood leading lady over 60 would you go to bed with if you could?
Susan Sarandon. I said her name earlier.
Why? Is
coming
because she's
back?
a big ping pong fan?
Yeah, I don't know what.
No, she is a big ping pong fan. Ping pong fan, not a ping pong fan. That's ridiculous. What is that? Where they keep the balls?
Ping pong fan.
You didn't need to do an accent right there.
What? I
Do
did
that
it so
again.
fast that you didn't even know. You know.
I didn't catch it, but now, yeah, I'm disturbed.
You felt it.
Why? Yeah.
The way you said it and the way Joel is, you know.
Wow. So, but yeah, Sarah Sarandon, she owns a series of ping pong bars throughout Manhattan.
Oh, okay.
Man-
Oh,
There are. Sorry, I'm
That's an
from LA.
interesting
I didn't realize
tidbit.
ping pong bars were a thing.
Yeah.
I had no idea either.
Yeah, New York, a lot of the nightlife caters to the sober potheads, such as myself.
Yeah.
So there's multiple ping pong bars. There's one ping pong bar which you can enter to directly from the subway.
Wow.
They have like hatchet throwing bars. they have shuffleboard.
Yeah.
It's literally.
Dude, I was so disheartened with my ping pong game yesterday.
Oh,
I got worked, dude.
What
who
happened?
took you down?
I lost a friend of the show, Leo Wolf. I lost a friend of the show, Zach Swan. Everyone was there. But this place, there's like this garage in Williamsburg. Pips is the name of it. They always have like ping pong games going. So like I just went in there. I killed a couple in the hours in the afternoon. It was great.
Do you have like finishing moves? Do you put spin on it? What do you do?
You know what? I'm a little rusty. I do play like a power game. I have good volleys, but with my knee being what it is, I can't really go to the right, so I have to leave a lot of the court exposed.
I see. Yeah.
And I got a little like bullshit serve that I can use pretty well.
Does he use his knee as an excuse a lot?
yeah. We had a bad pod the other day, and he's like, "Oh, so normally with my other knee,
You know, when the rain gets going, my knee gets sore." That is true. When the weather is when the weather's bad, my muscles hurt.
yeah, sure, yeah." So let's start getting into the movie a little bit. So let's.
Yeah, we let Nate pick because
Yeah.
I'm just gonna book like my friends who are in town on the show because it's like, hey, you're in New York.
Oh, so I wasn't an esteemed guest?
You are a very esteemed guest.
Yeah, we were trying to get people that have worked on movies. So mission accomplished.
What kind of coffee does Robert Downey like?
Just heat-free basis. That's not coffee.
Yeah, he's back.
Of course he does.
I want to feel like a younger man again. I did that Avengers roast at the Creek. That was fun.
How did that go?
It was great.
So just for a little bit. Do you know this bit at all?
I don't know this bit.
This is great. So Joel is cast in this Avengers roast where he's Thor, and the reason he wanted to be Thor is because he's been working on his abs. So
That's not why. I also wanted to do the accent, but you know, in general, like I'm excited to be shirtless in public.
I thought it was because you have anger issues, but yeah, that one works too.
yeah. So his bit was to go and do Thor Gallagher with
And
a
I
watermelon.
knew this guy
with
in my
hammer, right?
this guy in my neighborhood. I knew he had like a giant like gimmick Gallagher hammer. And I hit him up. I was like, "Can I borrow your Gallagher hammer?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm out of town, but my roommate can hook it up." For whatever reason, this guy kept it. It weighed about 80 pounds. It was the hardest to move thing I've ever moved. And I spent 5 years as a New York City mover. Like, I couldn't even close my car trunk. But
Yeah.
I brought it on the show. I did a little bit with it where
Yeah.
I called for it, and then a stagehand brought it to me, and they're like, we know only Thor can move the hammer, but in New York City, you can't move anything without a stagehand. And then I brought out a cantaloupe, and I crushed the cantaloupe.
Yeah. All right. So time out. Cantaloupe over like a watermelon.
I stole the cantaloupe, and it was easier to steal a cantaloupe than a watermelon.
Oh my god.
I shoplift a lot because I need to feel something, you know?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so I stole this cantaloupe from my comedy bit, and it's like, oh, I'm moving in with my girlfriend. I can save $2.25. Like that seems like the smart idea. You guys steal ever?
Not like that. No.
Matt, have you ever stolen?
Sure.
No way.
Yeah. Way.
never
Yeah.
stolen
Way,
anything.
dude. Fucking make me prove it. What is
Yeah.
this,
What'd you steal?
prison?
What'd you
What did
steal?
I steal?
What did you steal? What's
You guys want to know what I stole?
Tell me.
Hit us.
All right. I stole a video game from a Blockbuster. I know. It was a bad video game though.
Hello, police. and that's what did him in, actually. That was a thriving business, and then nope, no longer.
Yeah, I was the straw that broke the camel's back.
Nate, have you stolen anything?
Once when I was a kid, I said I wanted a cup of water at the store, and I filled it with Sprite.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. Chipotle.
My mom caught me, and she said, "You've got to go back to the front and tell them what you did,
Oh my god.
and pay for the Sprite."
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So I have not stolen since then.
I remember the first thing I stole. I stole this kid in kindergartens. He had a Honky Tonk Man action figure, like the wrestler, and I lost my guitar for my Honky Tonk Man action figure. So I took the guitar from his Honky Tonk Man action figure, and then I felt so bad about it, I couldn't use it, so I just buried it in my backyard.
I think you should have just ended at "I stole a kid in kindergarten."
we were gonna be like, you said something different.
I stole a
Dot,
boy.
dot, dot. Yeah. I think that would have been so great if your mom tried to teach you a lesson. She's like, go, say what you did. And it was just like some apathetic teenager being like, who cares?
Yeah, I'm a nihilist, bro. This is the nihilist rally.
This kid can't even, like, how much soda is he going to drink? He's a kid.
Or just pushes me into a life of crime. I'm just
Yeah.
like, fuck you,
Yeah.
mom.
You guys ever do
You
that
can't do anything.
at the movies? I did this with our good friend and film editor, Nick Ola. Yeah, we used to go to the movie theaters and we just get a large popcorn out of the trash and then go ask for a refill.
Oh, God. Wow.
That was my move, like all the time.
Wow.
Even if people like see you do it, if you just go up with confidence and really call them on their shit, they'll give you that trash corn.
Jesus Christ, Joel.
I think we've lived different lives.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Like
You're eating trash out of the trash. That's what you're doing.
yeah, I mean trash out of the trash.
Yeah.
Once I worked at a movie theater when I was in high school. It was my first job. I got fired for like introducing Triple X with a crotch chop. But like no seating for Triple X. And I would say bullshit like have a Spy Kids terrific show. But yeah, I lost that job, but that's okay.
Oh.
What was I talking about, Matt? Oh yeah, once I
Yeah,
got a
so-
garbage bag full of popcorn and I brought it to school the next day, and people just ate the garbage corn all day.
This guy. I think you were talking about your roast. So you were smashing a melon instead of a watermelon, and I remember you saying off air it was a bad decision because it didn't splatter as much, right?
Yeah, it had a weak splatter.
Yeah, and you also had to drop the Black Panther joke.
What Black Panther joke? Look, man, I was never gonna do it.
Oh, Joel.
Yeah,
Joel,
but
it's
no.
a roast. Huffington Post wasn't going to be at this roast.
There were a lot of people at the roast, and like I had such a fun set. Like I did a set where like I had a joke about boyhood. So
Yeah.
like
They just didn't go together.
Groot, we saw you as a baby, and we recently saw you going through puberty. Your performance is just like the one in Boyhood, only less wooden.
Okay.
Because fuck that kid from Boyhood. All right, we out here talking
Yeah.
about Snake
Snake
Eyes.
That's right.
You guys like snakes?
Just their eyes.
All right.
Okay, so this movie, this is like kind of like prime Nicolas Cage. He's teaming up with Brian De Palma to do like
Yeah, turned
an experiment. So Matt,
fun thriller.
we're out of the intro, and do you want to take 60 seconds to explain to the audience
Sure.
why they should watch this movie?
All right. Well, as I said earlier, maybe you don't have to see this one, but but if you're interested in taking a trip down memory lane with some Gary Sinise, some Nicolas Cage, go for this. With this movie, it's going to give you multiple angles at a thriller, where you have like a subplot, some twists and turns. I can't really spoil it, but not everyone is who they seem they are. Okay, everybody, including Nicolas Cage. By the end, his character makes a weird arc that's it's not forced. Like he has like a redemption that's kind of unearned. He's like a douchebag at the beginning, and then he just starts caring. I don't get it, but overall, like it's a fun, campy thriller. Then time.
Oh, wow, with 14 seconds to
Yeah.
spare. Can I give this a try?
Okay. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you want to tune into Snake Eyes for one reason and one reason only. This movie features the absolute worst boxing scenes you will ever see in your life. Like, it looks like two cops tried to make a movie for extended periods of time. Like, this guy, he didn't look like an elite athlete. He looked like he was just someone who really fell in love with lasagna. So, like, if Raging Bull had been produced in an alternate reality where, like, the fighters were trained by, say, Garfield the cat, you would experience some scenes that were very similar to these sequences in Brian De Palma's bloated Atlantic City nightmare, Snake Eyes. Also, Nicolas Cage was having a lot of fun out there.
Oh man, yes he was. And you got 10 seconds to spare.
They shouldn't build a mosque at 9/11.
And time.
I would just like to say we got to stop the mosque at Ground Zero.
Yeah, I mean,
You didn't like this movie, correct?
yeah, it was whatever.
But it's all about how you watch this movie. Like, walk me through what you were doing when you watched this film.
I put it on yesterday.
What time?
It was like it was like 6 o'clock.
Okay,
And-
what did you have sex yesterday morning?
6 p.m. is when I started the movie, but I guess I did have sex yesterday.
In the morning
High
or
five
evening?
the listeners.
Woo.
High five the guys. In the not like at 6 a.m. Just earlier in the morning. Yeah, before. Yeah,
so you were
yeah.
nice and drained up.
That's right. So I put on Snake Eyes conveniently on Amazon Prime. Normally I have to try to steal it or buy it, which is annoying if you don't like the movie. And then I just went to town, and boy, is that movie! It's just hard to follow. It gets a little boring at times. And then when we jump into the POV view, when we get to be the camera, and that's always jarring.
Did you smoke? Did you drink?
Oh, I was smoking the entire time.
What had you eaten anything that day?
Yeah, I had eaten.
Mostly plant-based or
I had a good mix. Not a lot of junk food though. I haven't had junk food since Taco Bell on Saturday.
Oh yeah, that was terrible. Saturday I
Yeah.
ate so much. I just binge ate all day.
Yeah.
It was terrible. Nate, what was your experience watching this film? What were you wearing? What time? What day was it?
Yeah, ASL.
I had a great time. Had a couple beers.
Wow.
Yeah. It was
What brand? Like a dark beer, a stout?
It was an oatmeal stout.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
I like that. I like anything with oatmeal in the name.
I could taste it. Yeah. No, there was a definite oatmeal feel. More like 10:30.
10:30.
Getting a little tired. Couple points. Some of the plot slips, you're right, can be a little tricky to keep track of things. They go back and forth between hammering points home and then just kind of sliding by something.
Speaking of hammering points home, like this whole movie takes place in probably one set. Like it's all like self-contained in the universe of this Atlantic City casino. But at the very end, like Nick Cage, he has this like little PR snafu. He's going to jail, and he's like interviewed on television, and behind him is a construction site. And after the movie ends, they just film the construction site for a good 4 minutes. I've
It's
never
so
seen anything like it.
ridiculous.
Like you're watching that and you're like, okay, when is the
music
gay
doesn't make
porn
sense.
breaking
It
out?
makes no sense.
Yeah. Wait, it ends on like a jewel in the concrete. Is that what it's supposed to be? Is like,
So I read a synopsis after watching it.
yeah.
That jewel is worn by the redheaded woman
Okay.
that Gary Sinise runs after.
Okay.
And so I guess it's supposed to be like maybe her ghost spirit is in this new.
Huh.
Oh, she got killed?
Yeah. Yeah, when Gary Sinise kills her.
Yeah, I didn't know either. That's why I laughed so hard. The movie's hard to follow.
I mean, my experience of watching this movie, I had something very disheartening happen last night. I never thought it would happen, but I fell asleep while watching Billions.
Oh no.
I thought Billions was my show, but I dozed off, even though like a new John Malkovich character was being introduced, playing hockey, owning the Islanders, and I was going to watch it after, but I watched it this morning. And I watched like the first hour, I was pretty anxious about some real estate stuff. And then I got a certified check. I got my hair cut. I'm looking real fresh. I got some Thai food. And then I went to the gym, and then I came back. I watched the last half hour while corresponding with this lesbian couple that may or may not be taking an apartment in the neighborhood. And it was, gotta say, pretty good watch.
That sounds like, I think that's how De Palma intended it.
Yeah, after the first hour, you're gonna want to run some errands so you can fully appreciate.
Find a nearby lesbian couple. Oh, they got to be on the fence, though. Cannot be certain if they're moving into your neighborhood.
It is on the fence. Like I am on the edge of my seat right now.
Which way do you think they're going to go?
I think they're gonna go for it.
I don't think so.
Oh, fuck.
I don't think so.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Man,
folks.
my girlfriend is spending all my
Next
money.
week, come back next
We're
week.
moving into a new place together because I want a backyard and a jacuzzi.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, like she's just like, oh, sorry, I just bought patio furniture for us. I'm gonna need you to Venmo me $400.
And then you tell her,
He's like, oh,
sorry, babe, you're coming up snake eyes. You're coming up snake eyes, bitch. Right?
Yeah, Nick Cage, like I'd never really appreciate. I know that we're not picking that up on the recording.
Yeah, that's me somehow.
Come on, Matt. This is supposed to be our bounce back episode.
Yeah, I don't know why that's doing that.
All right, and we are back. Snake Eyes.
Snake eyes.
No, and I know we haven't really talked about the movie Snake Eyes yet.
Right. So, Joel, can I ask you, do you bet the don't pass line as well when you're playing craps?
I don't know.
That was a bit. That was supposed to be avoiding talking about the movie again. I'm sorry.
Oh, I will avoid talking about this movie. Oh, that's the thing I was telling Nate about. So, like, my girlfriend's family, they own the Celtics, and we're going away with them next weekend. And I think
this is like a man's romance. Like he's being swept
We're
off
like-
his feet
no, we're
to
like-
an NBA game.
we're hanging
The
out.
team might propose. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
No, we're hanging out with them, like in their house in some undisclosed location that's very nice. But if that series between the Cavaliers and Celtics goes to 7 games, I think I'll get invited to go to Game 7.
And that's in Boston.
Yeah, but it's further complicated because
You have money on this.
I've got so
On the
much
Cavs.
money on the Cavaliers, and
To
I
win
will
the whole series?
Yeah, to win
Yeah.
the whole series.
So what you could do is if you go to the game, you could hedge your bets so it'll be, it'll be moot.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That's
and
what
then
I would
just
do.
enjoy the experience.
Exactly, yeah. But just make sure there's no way you can get fucked where you lose both your bets, because I know it's a matchup bet you have.
No, because I could probably, if it goes to Game 7, I could bet the Celts money line.
Okay.
So
There you go.
I'll either be getting $500, or if I bet the Celts money line. But there's no way the Celtics would win if it goes to Game 7. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like,
You never know.
How
and
much can
that's
you
not
lose,
the
though?
attitude
That's
to
what
have
I want to know. I want to know
when
how much
you're-
you can lose.
You know what? I'm up a little bit right now, so I wouldn't know anyone anything. I'd be just cleared.
Oh, then you made it sound like you were in for like 10 grand.
No, it's like $500. Like I think if the
Yeah.
if the Celtics
Joel's a little dramatic
Yeah,
sometimes.
amp it up. I went like
Doug. If the Cavaliers and Warriors face off in the finals, I'm bringing home $650. That is a decent chunk of change. Those are real stakes.
I'm not denying that doesn't sound nice, but I thought you were like, yeah, I mean, a man can live with one kidney. It's fine.
Yeah.
I am such a pussy, You see, you gotta come. See, I just hang out with Matt, so he thinks I'm real exciting and cool.
Yeah, I pump him up, and then when he gets back to the real world, he gets smacked back down.
yeah. I'm not impressing L.A. Nate Myers.
Get the fuck out of here.
I know John Hamm, you dumbass bitch. What's $600, you poor loser?
I've washed my hands next to John Hamm while he was washing his hands. So
How's that ham hog?
John Hams.
he pulled it back in before I could peek.
It's supposedly a good hog.
That's what I'm hearing. That's what I've seen the pictures of, but I don't know.
Man, what?
Every guy kind of looks like their penis.
A lot of
Do you
people are
think-
worried
do
that
Nick
they're going to get,
Nick Cage
people are going to
looks-
ask for their photos on the street. But now, there's a different world. You got to worry about getting your dick looked at just to see how big your dick is.
I mean, people ask him on the street, like, what are you working with? Pull those pants down. Let's see it. Joel, you get asked that on the street, right?
Yeah, I get people talk to me about my dick a lot. I'm comfortable talking about it. If any of the
Yeah.
listeners want
He's done naked roast.
yeah, I've done naked roasts. I've done naked
Yeah.
shows. I think I've had sex on the internet. Yeah,
link in the description.
When I was in college, I would just take off my clothes at parties all the time. Once, I did want to talk about this. There's the boxer punches a hole in the wall.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
once
yeah.
Ran through a wall in college, and I refused to pay for it because I was, quote, having such a good time.
Yeah, you can imagine that boxer wouldn't have to pay for that hole in the wall either.
I didn't understand how that boxer was like taking a dive.
Oh, because he was just so out of shape that he
Yeah.
should have been.
And the weird thing about this movie is that one of the major characters is Atlantic City, New Jersey, and like it's 2018, you know? Like we can look back and we can know like Atlantic City was a place that was in a lot of trouble at the time. Like Atlantic City's broken, they're bordering on bankruptcy. I think the casino business is like kind of like on its last breath there.
Yeah, right now, are you saying?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you
You
think they
always
should
see
have
these nice
predicted that?
commercials.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's news to me. Wow. Huh.
Places that are doing well don't advertise for you to visit there.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Absolutely.
You can't catch venereal diseases in Atlantic City, right? I mean, these places seem like they're doing great. That's what the commercials seem like.
And like I like any movie where it basically has just one setting.
Yeah.
So like almost like 90% of this movie all
Right.
took place in the casino.
in the middle of a hurricane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For some reason.
That's right. You know, we have 14,000 fans out here who aren't allowed to leave.
Did not
Can they do that?
postpone the
Well-
fight.
Well, they also,
Yeah.
you never get a sense that there's 14,000 people just milling
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, there's the guy that yells, "Here comes the pain," and then there's a few other extras. Man, I do remember. Okay, so like watching the movie, I did find myself very distracted watching all of the extras watch the fight. You know, because it's very like, you know, couch style, like they're looking up at the fight and having like their dialogue conversation. But it was filmed loose enough to where you saw like 7, 8 extras all like finding
Yeah.
a window behind the
That's true,
actors,
yeah.
and they'd be like pointing and then like kind of like over hamming it up, and like I just found that to be very annoying, kind of like that.
And like there were some great moments of unintentional comedy in this movie. Like they really waited and they set up where the gunman was not a character in this film at all.
No.
Like the hitman was in and out, but they did go back later when they were doing all the different perspectives and they showed him breaking out of a tower with a
Yeah.
gun.
Yeah, it felt like a very much like surprise out of like a birthday cake. He just like smashes the window. He's like, ah. But he
Yeah,
was-
they didn't even show him
Yeah.
die. And the other
Yeah,
wonderful,
they did. They cut to him again with Gary Sinise hitting him with
Yeah,
his
like 3 times.
Yeah, silenced rifle through the
Yeah,
wall.
that was on security footage, right?
That was
The
no.
POVs.
Yeah, that gave us a POV and on security footage. They showed it to us multiple times. That's the end of the movie. Is just them showing us the same thing over and over again.
No, at the end of this movie is like you see all these construction guys burying the jewel, and you're just waiting. When are these guys gonna go at it? They seem so stressed out. Who's gonna rub those big Italian muscles? Nick Cage was really wonderful in this movie, wasn't he?
Oh man, like he had so many like fun, goofy, like he was out of control characters wise. Like he was like off the wall at the beginning, shaking people down. He had literal blood money, you know.
That was, I think, one of my favorite parts of like we keep seeing this bloody $100 bill.
It's kind of like that episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm with the sweaty 50.
Oh, nobody wants the sweaty 50. No,
Yeah.
Nobody wants the bloody 100.
But just like, and then at the very end, it's this powerful moment where it's like Gary Sinise is like, all right, take the money. And he's just like, he looks down at the $100, the blood on his hands, the blood money. He's like, not me. Not anymore.
Nobody wants the cum covered 20.
Yeah, because he was the king of Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Oh, on that 6-block radius, he was known. And Nate, I don't know how many films you watch from the year 1998.
Not a lot.
I watch quite a few movies from the year 1998.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I thought this was very similar to the movie we watched recently, Fallen.
Oh.
Oh, you guys did Fallen?
Yeah, we did
Fallen's
Fallen.
great.
Fallen's a
I
terrible.
mean, like bad, but great.
Yeah.
It's a bad movie with just
Yeah.
like an absolute top flight, like elite superstar performance. Like, this is Nick Cage kind of at his apex. Like, he's having so much fun out there. Like, when you're first introduced, there's that long tracking shot, which is, like, very beautifully done.
Yeah. Oh,
It set the tone for what wouldn't happen the rest of the movie.
Yeah, well, it's weird. Like, Nick Cage, he was so up in that scene. Like, he was kind of, like, really emphasizing, like, one part of a sentence for kind of nonsensical reasons.
Oh, I mean, it's two very different performances. Like he's this wild, just like he is coked up, and then just this kind of more sensitive cop who's trying to get to the bottom of this case. And, oh no, is his best friend crooked? What does he do? Like, I think it might just be like this. The whole movie, it's him. He has bipolar, and he's just going back and forth.
Right.
Maybe more manic depressive because like in the first scene, like a true manic depressive, he's not talking to anybody. I think if I were to be anything, I'd probably be manic depressive. What do you guys think you are?
What are the options?
Schizophrenic.
Schizophrenic. What are the options?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah,
just tell us real quick.
Depression, sleep apnea. Those aren't psychological conditions. Well, depression. Yeah, depression. How about that?
I mean, but if you already have that, that's not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Nick Cage, like, he's just chewing scenery. They make the characters so at home. I don't know how the bookie interaction went in the beginning. He just like saw the boxer is betting against himself in his own locker room with the door open, and Nick Cage walks by and calls him on his bullshit. And like, just like a gambler, one thing that bothered me is they made the other guy, the Italian dude, a 10-1 underdog. And it's impossible to be a 10-1 underdog in a boxing match. Like those are extremely long odds. Like,
they're not like horses, you know. They have every boxer has a puncher's chance, as they say, right?
Yeah, like 10-1 odds would be like a one-armed baby versus a tiger shark. The elderly blind lady versus wheat thresher.
Tonight we have a one-armed baby versus.
Yo, Matt.
I don't know why it's doing that.
Step it up. This is our bounce back episode. We recorded an episode on Saturday that will never hear the light of day.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
The one highlight though is we did riff. Imagine getting a custom Philadelphia 76ers jersey printed up, but on the back it says Cosby and the number's 58.
Yeah, or alternatively,
Wow. Okay. All right.
it could just be an old sweater with the numbers on it, 58. Still has the name patch on the back.
What do they do with honorary doctorates when they take them back? Like, I know Temple rescinded like Bill Cosby's honorary doctorate. So like, as part of like his punishment, did he have to like go to the post office and mail? I got to send my honorary doctorate back to Temple University because of what I do. How's my cause? How's my cause?
I would put it on par with the movie. Pretty good. Pretty good.
I'm overly caffeinated this episode, and I don't think it's helping.
So I put it out to Facebook asking some people what they thought of Snake Eyes. So maybe we could talk a few things about what they wanted to bring up. One person's note said it's the worst boxing movie in a movie. The worst boxing in a movie. So Joel already brought that up.
Yeah, and like the boxing scenes they used one thing that bugs me about movies is like they always use the same Foley effects. So there's like a door hinge sound that is in every film and television show ever made.
Oh yeah, and also the silenced gun was very stock.
Oh yeah,
The stock when they were having the boxing scenes, the punches were just like a little whipping noise. It was just like
Yeah.
I'm much better at that than I am at Cosby.
Maybe you could be like Cosby ducking punches.
Well, you know the thing about
I'm
ducking
feeling very
punches.
safe in this federal prison.
That was a little bit of both of us working together there.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, what a character. Cosby ducking, like shadow boxing.
I was
Very specific. Wildly specific. Okay, as someone who doesn't really know boxing, it
Yeah.
looked like that fake punch was awful. No one would ever believe that in a
Oh,
real
yeah.
match, right?
Also, like the guy had 4 angles. I loved that. Where he's like, I've got 4 angles for you.
I did like that Nick Cage's character was named Rick Santoro, which is just so close to Rick Santorum. And like you
Yeah.
knew he had political ambitions, so like maybe he did like this character solved this murder case, got out of jail, then he did pursue his political ambitions to run on an anti-gay agenda. Like, I know moving forward when the cum mixes with the shit, I'm gonna think of Nick Cage in this movie. That's a reference to Santorum. You know what that is, Matt?
He's the old politician.
You know what Santorum is, though, right?
No, what's
Rick
wait.
Santorum, like
What?
he's been pretty terrible to the gay community. So
Just verbally, not like with actions.
I think he probably did. Like him and his buddies, like one of them gets on their knees behind a gay guy and he pushes him over. You know,
No, I mean, it sounds like it's a lot of boxing, a lot of.
But the gay community fired back and they named the mixture of cum and shit Santorum after like Rick Santorum.
Wow.
It's either cum and shit or cum and lube. I'm
Now,
not
is
sure.
that-
I think
what-
it's the whole package. It's
It's
everything.
yeah,
everything.
it's just like
Santorum.
the
yeah.
leftovers.
Yeesh.
I wouldn't want to see season 3 of that.
Is that said in? Now, is that said like endearing, like we like all that stuff together, or is it like gross Santorum?
Yeah,
you know, like
know.
maybe it's like Santorum.
It depends
this
on
guy's
what
got the
state
best
it is.
Santorum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes. Now that's my
I think it
question to the-
probably depends on how many plants you're eating.
Okay. How much garlic you've had?
Yeah,
how
yeah,
many
yeah.
onions?
Yeah, the Santorum's up to you.
Yeah. Okay. Channel your inner Santorum.
I'm gonna look up.
You're the
I'm
master
gonna
of
look
your
up
own
what's in
Santorum.
Santorum. Does anyone have an encyclopedia handy?
Ugh.
It'd be funny to be an encyclopedia salesman today. Hey, have you not heard of the internet?
They get like one sale a year, and there's like, honey,
Yeah, it's the frothy mixture of lube and fecal matter that is sometimes a byproduct of anal sex.
Sometimes.
So, okay.
Sometimes.
You know,
every time it is. Every time the product of anal sex.
it actually is the first result for Santorum.
Oh God.
I was wrong to include cum in there. Like that's not suggestive of safe sex. And we at the 20-Year-Old Movie Podcast, we do want all our listeners to
Yeah,
practice sex safely.
that's right.
Don't do it on some woman's webcam on Bowery Street.
Yeah, that's what you mean. Don't- Not condom sex. Just make sure there's no
No, use it-
cameras. What the fuck?
Use
make sure
it-
there's no cameras.
Use a dong bag. I would never personally, but you're
Dong
probably
bag.
not as cool as I am.
I mean, not everyone eats popcorn trash. Like,
Yeah. Are you here with anyone?
Did you know they had
What's the matter with me? Oh God damn it!
they had an alternate ending to this movie that people had to like talk them out of?
Okay, so what was the alternate?
The
ending?
alternate ending, it was going to be like the same as it was currently, except everything was going to be destroyed by a tidal wave.
no, it was the storm.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
the storm.
That's so annoying. So they solve the case, and then like the collapses, and everyone dies.
The murder is solved. Surf's up.
Fuck off.
And why this woman needs to hide after like there is I didn't understand that like woman who like dummy checked some field missile tests and needed to get the results to the Secretary of Defense because he was operating on faulty info and he was killed because of that.
The woman that Nick Cage kidnaps, she's like, here, can you get me to safety? And he's like, yeah. And then locks her in a warehouse so that they can come back later and have this big scene where he's like, I'm gonna save her. And like
When he
Gary
can't talk.
Sinise is just 10 feet hiding, like sneaking behind
Yeah.
him. Like, you can't see me and my gun.
Yeah, the stock Thunder shows like his like little silhouette of him chasing after him with a gun and a silencer. So annoying.
At what point did you guys figure out that Gary Sinise was...
Immediately.
I watched the trailer.
Oh.
Have you seen the
No,
trailer?
I haven't seen the trailer.
It tells you he's the bad guy in the trailer.
It's the old Sam Rockwell rule. It's like we're in actors of a certain billing and like too big of a role, you know they're going to have a dark turn.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. It's like a bunch of spies that you've never seen before, and then like
Yeah.
Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
which one's the bad one? Oh, was it the guy we all know? Oh,
Yeah.
weird.
Mhm.
It is kind of like Gary Sinise just wanted to play his friend. You know, Gary Sinise has a band called the Lieutenant Dan Band.
That's
No.
the most annoying.
You know, he toured.
Is it a jam band?
No, I think it's like a traditional rock band. Yeah, but if you read his bio, it says like Gary Sinise from the Lieutenant Dan Band.
Yeah. How do we like him as a villain, though? I mean, did he do it? Was it okay? Has he ever been a villain before in something good?
I don't think so.
He seems like he's got a dark edge.
He does nothing for me. Never moved the needle whatsoever. I don't see
Your
it.
dick didn't get hard?
No, like he's such a vapid, tepid, vanilla leading man. It makes perfect sense that he's now like the anchor of a CBS property.
He was really boring and plain, but because Nick Cage is all over the place,
It
kinda
contrasted a little well.
works. But he does feel like, oh yeah, that's the villain. Even if he's not,
Okay.
even if it's not someone I recognize, you still just be like, oh, just the face he has.
Yeah, he's got good leading man face. In this world where they are best friends, like what do you think they bonded over?
I mean, I see it as a love story between the two of them.
Oh, a bromance?
No. Like they had a thing when they were younger, and now they're
Oh.
coming back.
That is because like women keep leaving Nicolas Cage,
Mm-hmm.
and you know what? A lot of as an adult, like most of the breakups that I know that where the women initiated the breakup, it happens because the man isn't bringing it in the bedroom.
Oh.
Interesting.
Life lessons with Joel.
No, you got to have sex with your partner, or else the relationship will die. You just have to.
Yeah.
That's what's going to put you on the same page. And
Same thing goes for plants. You know, you have to show your plants love if you want them to live. Otherwise, they will die.
now, what do you guys think of my plan? Is it doing okay?
Yeah, it's doing real good, Joel.
My Mingarelius.
You laying at the wood.
I'm doing this bit now.
Uh-huh.
It's pretty bad.
Okay, let's hear it.
All my bits right now are terrible.
Give a preview for the pod.
Yeah, I got a house plant.
Yeah.
Anyone here know how to take care of a Mingarelius? I know you're supposed to talk to a plant and it'll help it grow, but I don't have time to do that. So I just keep playing it podcasts. I don't know if it's working. It's not growing any better, but it sure is talking about Adnan's innocence a lot.
Okay.
Is
Sure.
part of the joke that it's listening to 4-year-old podcasts?
Yeah. The plant is behind on this podcast. That's a joke. Yeah, it's not a good joke. It is a joke. I don't think that's like a great bit.
Serial reference, yeah.
But I think it's such a bad bit. If the audience likes you and they know you think it's bad, it'll work.
Change it to Bo Bergnum from season 2.
Yeah, he
the
keeps-
much less listened to season of Serial.
It keeps talking about Mark Maron.
Yeah.
What podcast should the plant listen to on the bit?
Mark, what the fuck is pretty funny.
I can't swear in my act, Matt. You know that.
Sure.
I'm trying to get Nike sponsorship for the Big Wachowski.
Maybe he listens to like Gary V motivational podcasting.
It keeps bringing up the Atlanta Monster.
Oh, yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh, I could just say the 20-year-old movie podcast and I could plug the pod.
There it is.
If you like my comedy and wish I had not written it and it went on for 6 times as long,
Yeah, go check out the pod.
go check out my podcast. It's fine. What other notes did I have written down?
Yeah, I found a movie where Gary Sinise is the bad guy.
Which one?
Ransom, right? He was the ransomer.
Well, I mean, given its the carbon footprint left by the shrimping industry, I would argue he's the bad guy in Forrest Gump.
Sure.
A lot of those boats are diesel fueled, damn it! There's an island of garbage the size of Texas in the Pacific Ocean, and Lieutenant Dan of the Lieutenant Dan Band, part of the problem.
Also a villain for traveling to space. Wait, he didn't go to space. He was on the ground control. He was a villain for working for NASA.
In what movie?
Apollo 13.
Oh, dude, when I saw that movie, there was a tornado, and I had to leave the theater. It was so scary.
Did you ever finish it?
He
Yeah.
never finished.
I saw it on videotape later.
When I saw Smoking Aces in high school, a 23-year-old had a stroke and died.
Oh,
So we had to all leave the theater.
so that's forever ingrained in your brain.
And I haven't finished Smoking Aces.
Man, it's weird. You told me that story, and it was like kind of a sad story, but you said stroke, so I just thought of Clarence Carter's Strokin'.
All right.
We're not stop making love. I don't just make love. I be stroking. She calls me too damn much.
The rent's too damn high. She called me too damn
This
much.
woman be calling me on the phone all the damn time. I love her to death and she's perfect, but
Damn, dude, how come we can't get you? She calling me too damn much. Get you viral like the rent too damn high. That could be your thing.
I pulled a younger comic who I'm pretty tight with, and I think he looks up to me a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I pulled him aside last night. He's like, I've noticed your jokes lately. I think you hate your girlfriend.
Was he like,
And he's like, he got real defensive about it, actually.
Oh boy. So he no longer looks up to you.
Yeah.
Shout out to mouth his name.
I can't say.
Mouth his name to us on the pod.
I don't know.
All right, there it is, everyone.
Ooh.
I don't know.
So we're starting to wind down on Snake Eyes.
No, we are not. We are not
We
winding
really
down
are.
because Matt, shut the fuck up. We got to talk about that blimp.
Oh, sure. The fifth camera that only he knew about.
The secret blimp cam
Yeah.
with an eye painted on it. Like, that's just like, oh shit, we gotta put this movie out now. And it's like, what are we gonna do? Oh well, that had to be shot later.
Who knows?
yeah, no, that really did feel like they were just like, oh, shit, this is a piece of shit. How are we going to tie this up? How are we going to wrap it? Another camera. Yeah.
Yeah, that'll fix everything.
Perfect. Blimps. Those are
One
big. People
more
love
camera.
blimps.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, they solved every problem with the placement of an additional camera.
Yeah.
Who do they think they are? Chuck Berry designing a ladies' room?
Did he get caught for?
Yeah.
Real bad. Yeah.
Oh boy.
Dude, friend of the
In
show.
my hometown,
Are you from the same home? You're from the same hometown as Jeff Wesselschmidt.
St. Louis.
Well, he's from the Chuck Berry town.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know him?
Chuck Berry?
No, Jeff Wesselschmidt.
No.
That's the best comic in New York. He'll never make it, but he is amazing. He's the best comic in the world.
Shout out to Jeff.
Kind of.
Ooh.
I mean, I love that guy to death. He's
Yeah.
he's one of like,
His movie's going to be on the podcast in like 17 years, right?
man, we're not going to be doing this in 17.
You'll be dead before then.
Oh no.
Just Joel.
Play this episode at my funeral, please. And there's a lawyer here, and I signed a document. Everybody saw it. This episode has to be played at my funeral.
It's your crowning achievement.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to bring up, there was that character Ned who, like, the lady who's like giving the science results, like she needs to hide, so for whatever reason the only thing she thinks to do is work as a prostitute.
Mm-hmm.
But the John she takes to her room is the actor who played Lois's boss on Malcolm in the Middle. So I want to see a cut of like him telling Lois like I'm going on vacation, just him sleeping with some prostitute.
He's like, "What do you think this is? A free ride? Get out of here!" You started like pushing her, like he was like 86. That was so quick when he realized that she wasn't going to sleep with him. That he's like, "You got to get the fuck out of my room, lady."
Yeah, and this movie, I mean, we're kind of shitting on Snake Eyes, but it did change my life.
Yeah.
Like
For the worse.
No, for the better. Like I had long hair this morning, and seeing how Nick Cage like rocked his hair with like the hairline that we share, I was like, nah, I can't do that anymore.
Shareline.
Yeah, we have. So I went to the barber and I got a buzz cut. Now I have a fresh summer look.
Yeah. Like a fucking retarded Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump or Forrest. I think I look good.
No, you do.
You do.
You look really
It's
good.
a lot of fishing
It
for
fits-
compliments,
It
though.
fits your
I'm
body
deeply insecure.
composition. You know, you look like you could bench press a human pretty easily 10 times. You know,
Yeah, I can probably do it. Depends on the human.
you look like you could crush a can on your forehead.
No, I'm not falling for that one again.
Back to that John in the casino. I feel like we've seen enough movies. Random women, like random hot women, walk up to guys and say, "Hey, take me to your room,"
Mm-hmm.
and it never works out. Well.
Never goes well.
Would if that ever happened with you guys? Are you taking this woman back to your room?
I think I take 3 steps and then I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Wait a second, lady. What's in it for you? You know, do a little fact check. Make sure everything's
Like a 30s newspaper man.
yeah.
Hey now. Yeah.
I probably wouldn't go for it. I'm too guarded in my interactions with people. You don't get to know me right away. I got to be around you for a while before
Right.
I feel comfortable.
You got to take him down a lazy river.
You can see my dick, but we got to know each other for like 6 days.
I met Joel. We like really got to know each other on like a lazy river. You remember that?
Yeah, it was like less than a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's really beautiful.
Yeah. You know, it forces you to be with somebody for extended periods. You can't leave, you know? You say something fucked up, you're still there.
Yeah.
Like you're just starting a lazy river. It's just like, you think it's legit how those towers feel?
Oh, God. You're like trying to paddle away. You're like, I guess I'm just with a 9/11 truther for the next 2 hours.
That was terrible. I got stuck on a train with a 9/11 truther in October. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And the worst thing is I had a podcast I was really excited to listen to, and I couldn't.
At the end, where you're like, he's got some good ideas.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I guess the government does want us to die.
Yeah, I guess a bunch of Jews did get a secret phone
Whoa,
call ahead
whoa,
of time.
whoa,
warning
Matt,
them that the
Matt.
towers would be falling. So if you had enough financial investment,
Is that one of them?
that's one of the conspiracies. That's one of the more racist, anti-Semitic ones.
That's surprising. I just hadn't heard that.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's also one from like the Titanic. Like J.P. Morgan had a bunch of gold and shit on it. He just moved off all his money off the Titanic and didn't go. He like pulled everything off real fast.
Why do they think they wanted the Titanic to sink?
Well, I mean, that's another conspiracy. Like they, wasn't ready. It was going fast.
That was the sound of an iceberg hitting the hull.
Conspiracies, man.
Wow.
Just like the
knows?
Titanic, I was sunk with the releases of gas from below the deck. I can't really burp, so I have this weird burping roar. And I know you were saying something interesting, but my body
No,
made a noise.
It was trailing off.
Tell me more
it
about
started off
boats.
as interesting, and it trailed off into.
You seem like a guy who knows a lot about the
Pedaling
Edmund
around.
Fitzgerald.
Yeah, so I guess closing up, any final thoughts on Snake Eyes? Like if you wanted to impart any final words,
You know what?
with
Sometimes
our listeners,
Yeah.
maybe?
I mean, sometimes this is a good distillation of who Nicolas Cage is. It's kind of a shitty movie, but like he's throwing his fastball and like he's really foreshadowing what he was to become. If you enjoy him and like want to see him just like kind of at his like peak of having fun out there, check out Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff that no one does. maybe that's for a reason,
Sure.
Yeah.
but it's still different.
Right.
And it's rare to see like a Hollywood like action movie like make such distinct artistic choices. Like this is a big budget Hollywood thriller that started with like a long tracking shot.
Yeah.
They did different perspectives. They borrowed from fucking Kurosawa, and they did like a lot of different perspective play with like
Yeah.
the camera placement. So there was some very interesting filmmaking.
Some broadcasting perspective. You know, how often were we watching like a 90s CRT TV on
Yeah.
the news station? You
And
know?
there were all these collage elements. So like, which kind of made sense from a point of view of like the story was all about like,
Yeah.
what is perspective? How are you getting this information? So they borrowed from all sources. And I thought the way they cut them together like fit pretty seamlessly. And so it was like pretty interesting storytelling, if nothing else.
Sure. You know, I guess I was being a little hard on it at first, but you know, it is fine. You know, it's a decent movie. I'd like to see a remake nowadays with like, you know, like a Colts game, Mike Pence, you know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or like whoever it is, like a fictional character or whatever. You know, it seems
I like that
it's-
Mike Pence Coles game idea. We didn't give that enough.
I don't want
solid.
I don't want to knock at the door. Like it's clearly.
You don't want a Jake Flores?
Yeah, this you know comic. You know, he made a nice joke, and you know I showed up at his door because it's
Oh.
about killing ICE agent. Anyway,
Ooh, okay, cool.
yeah.
Great. Awesome.
so you know who knows who listens to this podcast, right? Anyway,
A lot of people.
Narcs.
Hey, we had a bump recently. Thank you to all our new listeners. Give me a follow on Instagram at The Walkowski. Oh, sorry. Twitter at The Walkowski. Instagram at Joel Walkowski. I've got shit on YouTube. And I'll be playing more live dates in June. I got 3 new bits set.
cool.
Look out.
And you got roast battle stuff coming up.
Oh,
right?
yeah. I'm going against Dave Cyrus June 4th at the Stand at 10:30. I got to start writing that shit tonight.
Awesome. Do you
Now-
have anything you want to plug?
I'm good.
How long are you in town for?
Leaving tomorrow.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
Back to LA.
Yep.
Well cool. You know, I don't have anything to plug either. I've got, you know, the Sit Down podcast, and then there's also you know, a 20-year-old movie on Facebook, on Twitter, you know, and thanks for listening everybody. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Snake Eyes.